Let's do it.
I need some arms in the air. I need some noise.
All right, it is time to bring it on. That is right. It is time to bring it on down, my hockey hat pack peeps, to the Hockey Hat Shack, because it's time for another edition of the Islanders Hockey Post-Game Report. That's right. And this one's, of course, coming a little bit late. I was a little under the weather yesterday. I got all the graphics done. I got everything set up. And then I just got to the end of the day, and I was just like, I can't do it. I can't do it. And I like to have a certain kind of quality to my work, improving it and all that kind of stuff, you know, that you hear about on all those after-school specials. People in their 30s and 40s will get that one. The kids will not. Anyway, let's get to the shilling right now. Of course, we got to start with the hockeyhatpack.blogspot.ca. That's right. And of course, you can click through that site after you're done looking at all the great stuff on it, of course. And you can click through to the Twitter account. That's right, at Hockey Hat Guy. And I have a Twitter account there, and I talk to the fans, and I have fun and say whatever I want. But let's face it, it has a lot to do with hockey. Also, Facebook, the Hockey Hat Pack fan site. That's right, just click through to that page and like it. Like it a lot. Just keep liking it until you're loving it. Of course, there is no love button, but that's okay. Like is good enough for me. All right, and then you also can go to our YouTube channel. That's right, go to the YouTube channel, the Hockey Hat Guy YouTube channel, where we have, of course, all the videos that you'd see on the main site or catch through Twitter, Facebook, whatever. That's the main place where you can find them. And subscribe if you could. That would be great. Just hit the subscribe button. It's not going to cost you anything. It's all for free. Enjoy the content, my peeps. Okay, before we get to the main part of this show, which of course is the report, the meat on the bone, before we dig into that, take a look at our stats and info finders, because these will be either the Twitter accounts or the website that will set you up and keep you informed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Okay, you are properly set up for every Charlottetown Islanders game, before, after, and of course during. Now it's time to get to the report. And this is the report for Sunday afternoon's game versus the Cape Breton Screaming Eagles. Apologies that I'm getting this thing out a day late. I was not feeling well yesterday. Had everything set up. I got all the graphics done, but just was under the weather and couldn't do it. So apologies, my peeps. We're going to be getting back to normal. I'm going to talk about a little bit later some changes to the agenda, but don't worry, you're still going to get some solid content out of the Hockey Hat Guy. All right, lowlights of this game. Well, it was the refs. Now, I mean, you saw me at the game. If you were there, I get very animated. And I remember I was at the refs. Oh, I love you, ref. Oh, can I have your autograph? You're my hero and all that. that's me getting excited. But the one thing is I'm not one of these fans that will go after the ref, literally. Okay, these are guys that go on the ice, and it's got to be an incredibly difficult job. Incredibly difficult job. But what we saw Sunday afternoon was something that went from, okay, we got to give the ref a pass here, we got to give the ref a pass here, maybe didn't see it properly, whatever, to so insanely one-sided that you thought you were in a dream. You were shaking your head going, what is going on? To the point where I was almost laughing. Like, I had to get comical over it because it was just like, what's going on here? So it really became surreal at one point, especially getting, once you got into that third period, you were just like, wow, it wasn't just in the second. This referee or referees are going to continue their same direction of being one-sided for one team. Now, don't get me wrong here, okay? The Islanders did take some penalties. There were some that deserved to be taken, but when Cape Breton would do something identical or even worse, nothing was called. The one in my mind is when Bursey was on a breakaway, I believe. He got tripped or hooked or slashed or whatever and fell down. Nothing was called. At that point, I knew, I was like, okay, this is going to be one long night for everybody. But I will tell you right now that the East Link Center is not like some other arenas where certain fans would do something, bad, very bad. We all got hyped up and everything. For example, I will talk about Cape Breton here. There were actually some fans from Cape Breton that were sitting to the right of us, a couple seats down, and a row ahead. You could tell that they were nervous, that they had to just be quiet and get out of there fast. Now, Cape Breton fans, it was not the Cape Breton Screaming Eagles' fault here. There was nothing that Cape Breton did. They were playing hockey. Were they getting away with things? Yes, they were. But was it their fault because it wasn't being called? No, it wasn't. So Cape Breton fans, fear not. You would have had nothing, and the fans, our fans, knew exactly what the problem was. It was just Cape Breton it's not Cape Breton's fault. It was the referee's fault. And fear not, come back to the East Link Center. These people look legitimately scared getting out of that building. And I said, I'm thinking, don't worry about it. Come on back. The East Link Center is friendly. And that leads me right into the highlights of the game. Now, before I get to the players, I want to start with the fans. And the fans united over this bad officiating. It was great to see because, I got excited, but I got to the point where it's like, hey, we got to bandy together here and support the boys. Why? Because the main highlight of the game was that the guys kept playing. They never gave up. Every single time the referee took the game out of their hands, they would try to come back and take it out of his hands. And every time that was shot down because of the officiating, and it just spiraled from there. But the boys did not give up. I will have to say that was one of the best games I've seen them play. Why not? It would be great for them to get a win. They're on a losing streak right now. It sucks. But as a team, they were 100% on the same page, trying to win. They were willing to drop the gloves, hit hard, skate hard, back check, forecheck, you name it. Everywhere a check. I'm telling you, it was something to behold because they stayed strong as a unit. They came together, they stayed together, even though there was no chance for them to even win this game. They even came back and got another goal. They fought right to the end. And for people saying that they didn't play 60 minutes, it's like, I really believe that they did play 60 minutes. They didn't get the win. It was a weird game. And the boys have nothing to be ashamed of at all. The entire team has nothing to be ashamed of at all. Okay, now the fans were great. Let me continue with let me go back to the fans really quick before I start talking about certain individuals of the players. All highlights. The fans were great because it got to the point that there were, the game was over. Some people left. If you're not going to cheer, leave anyway. If you're going to be one of those fans, go for it. Okay. And you have every right. You bought a ticket. I don't like it when fans leave early, because of the reason that they're losing the game or whatever, or there's no chance they're going to win the game. But hey, you bought a ticket. So more power to you. But that's just a personal thing. But that arena was cheering for the team all the way through. The kids were up. The kids were dancing. The kids were cheering. Everybody in that arena knew that it wasn't the boys' fault at all. It just wasn't. So I'm telling you right now that game was one of the most exciting, crazy, bizarre. You think of any word to describe this game, and the final of it was not good. The result, because it was a loss, but the fans bandied together. They cheered the team on even through another loss. It was a great thing to see. So let's get right to the players, the highlights. Woo. Okay, well, let's see here. Jan Pavel LaPlante, who has been just firing on all cylinders, but not scoring, has been trying so hard to get a goal. You watch him every game, and it got to the point where it was like you're like, wow, this guy is trying so hard. Let him get a goal. Well, guess what, people? He got that monkey off of his back, and in a big way. Short-handed breakaway goal, beauty goal at that. And I'm telling you, you saw the look in his face. It was just like all the stress and all the nerves and all the, the pent up, like, why can't I just score a goal? Just showed off. It just released right there because it was sheer joy in LaPlante's face. It was a beautiful sight to see. Another standout of the game, of course, was quietly, I thought, not quietly. What am I saying here? That's see, this is the problem when you do a show a day late. Graves. Ryan Graves. I almost said Adam Graves, Windsor Spitfire captain, former Windsor Spitfire captain. But we're talking about Ryan here. Ryan Graves, tough as nails. I'm telling you, this guy, woo, I couldn't believe it. He took a shot right. It was either on the chin or on the mouth or lip or area, somewhere around there. Like, this was during one of the many penalty kills that the Islanders had to deal with. And he shook it right off. And at one point I thought, oh, he's going to go to the bench. And he's like, no. You could just tell. I was like, I'm staying here. I'm fighting with my brothers here on the ice and keeping it going. And not long after that, he got in a really good fight. He threw down, and you could just see he was like, no, we can't stand it anymore. We have got to all step up. He stepped up and was throwing them like, oof, total soldier, man. And it was great to see. Graves was just, whew, man, that I love seeing stuff like that. That toughness, being able to take a shot and keep on moving. That is the greatest stuff. And then to boot, to get into a good fight. Awesome, Ryan Graves. All right, let's get to, of course, the scrappy, skating hard Matt Bursey. That's right, man. This guy, he was really having a great game. One of the best games I've seen him have. He was doing everything on the ice, even solid penalty killing. The scrapping, the checking, it was a great. Matt Bursey is really fun to watch. When he's having a great game, you can't take your eyes off the guy because you know he's going to do something. whether it's an offensive, defensive, or he's just going to get in somebody's face. Those are the type of hockey players that every team needs a Matt Bursey, and Matt showed off again how solid of a player he can be. Of course, I've talked about it, I think, the last 3 or 4 shows, but Craig McLaughlin, the penalty killing warrior continues to just block shots, back check well, skate well. His penalty killing ability is an unbelievable asset. I mean, there are a few really good penalty killers on this team, but Craig McLaughlin, you could tell he just stands out every single penalty killing shift he's on there. And even when he wasn't on penalty kill, he was playing really well in this game. So he was skating really hard too, even not on the penalty kills. But man, those penalty kills, Craig McLaughlin is a total 100% asset when the other team has the power play. Okay, it was also great. Another scrappy player, quick player, hometown boy, Cameron Kiley. Yes, number 10, was doing it all. He was skating hard. He was trying to get goals. But the one thing that stepped out, and everyone was getting up when the fights were going on, but when Cam dropped the gloves, it got into almost of that fighting, like, it's going to be basically just they're holding one another and nothing's going to happen, a few shots here. And then Cam got his arm loose and he started throwing some haymakers and a half. It was beautiful to see. You like seeing the guys that, I'm trying to think if I've seen Kiley in a fight this season, one of note at least, one that had stood out. I don't know if I have, but when you see all guys willing to drop the gloves on the team, because hey, they got to keep fighting, they got to keep pushing forward. It's a great thing to see. Now, people that don't like fighting in hockey are going to look at me as like, we got to get it all out, got to get the fighting out of the game, and all this kind of stuff. I'm not going to talk about that here. It's not the place to talk about whether fighting should be in hockey or not. But nevertheless, I will admit, these guys dropping the gloves, sticking together as a team, is a sight to behold. And of course, Captain Jack leading again. Wow, the intensity on this guy. During one of his fights, he kept swinging on the ground. He just wouldn't give up. He was fired on all cylinders. But it wasn't even his offensive awareness in this game. It was more of his leadership role that stood out by stepping up and fighting and continuing to show his intensity on the ice. A sight to behold. And I will talk a little bit more a little later about this unbelievable play. It's going to continue. This game, talking about how great this game was, even in a loss, will continue throughout. The theme has been set for this report. You can tell already. All right, let's get to our freaking soldier of the game. And yes, the freaking soldier of the game is, I promised I'd never do this, but I have to do it. In this case, it is the whole freaking team. That's right, everybody. The entire Charlottetown Islanders bench. And I'm talking everybody. I'm talking the coaches. I'm talking trainers. I'm talking everybody. On this team had to be. Like, you could see the intensity on the bench. When the ref was calling something and there was points where it's like, what's going on here? There was an incident where their coach came over and said something and Gordy went crazy. Understandably, not crazy. I shouldn't say that. He stepped up. He stepped up. And that's a great thing to see. There was there was a vibe on that bench that they were a unit, together. They were all on the same page, and even when things were down, they were stepping up together. Great to see. So I mean, the standouts I already mentioned, a LaPlante, a Braves, a Bursey, McLaughlin, Kylie, Captain Jack. But really, when it comes down to it, I could not pick one. This team really shined for sure. So they are the freaking soldier of the game. Okay, special notes from this game before we get to the final stats. Pepin, of course, was not in the lineup due to an upper body injury. I saw him. I was talking to him. He's keeping his spirits up high, but boy, you could really tell he wanted to be on that ice, which that is also nice to see. Peps, get back in the lineup soon. You've been doing nothing but improving every single game. All right, final stats. Screaming Eagles they did take this one 6-3. The shots were 45-32 for the Screaming Eagles. And also Leduc got his first goal of the season as well. He fed one right from the blue line. And it was a nice shot. It wasn't a slap shot, but it was a nice snapped shot that just found its way right through and into the net. Nice job, and thumbs up to you, Mr. Julien Leduc. All right, next game, the Islanders will be deep inside the Titan Nation. That's right. Where the Golden Black Attack face, of course, the Acadie Bathurst team. This will be on Wednesday night, and check it out. It, of course, will be on TELUS, and if you can listen to it on the radio, if there's a radio feed. I'm not quite sure if there is one for Bathurst, but definitely you can check it out on TELUS. Also, if you want some really good information about the game, setting up the game, you don't just have to look at our site or the Islanders site. A really good site is titannation.ca. That's right. And that is run by my buddy Brian Willett up north there in New Brunswick, taking care of business and also taking names at the same time. He, of course, is on Twitter, and you can find all your Titan information, his live reports, which are very well done, at AB Titan Live. That is right. I'll be heading up there actually on the 29th of December because I'm going to be checking out a game there in Bathurst. We have friends up in Miramichi, so I mean it's only about 35-40 minutes to Bathurst, so it's like, hey, we're going over there anyway, gotta check it out and have a good time. Of course, back-to-back Titan games for me at the end of December, and it will be a lot of fun. Okay, let us get, well, you know what, I forgot here. Yes, that's right. Before we get to the pick of the night, I just want to let all the fans know that, hey, you submit a pick to either on Twitter, Facebook, whatever. If I can get it before the show starts, that could be the pick of the night. I will put it out there, and of course I will do this is really a shout out to all the fans. Hey, put it up there. Pick of the night could be one that I take, could be one my wife takes, it could be one that's submitted like the one tonight. And I will definitely give you props for that for sure, especially if you're on Twitter or Facebook, something to promote, whatever. That if you win that pick of the night, then I am happy to help you out as well with a big shout out. All right, the pick of the night tonight is actually also the tweet of the night tonight. And of course, with the tweet of the night, you will get one of these big stickers that you probably can't see, but it's this size. You can put it on your car. You can put it anywhere you want. Really high quality sticker. And one of the owners gave me these stickers I mentioned in the last podcast. And it was we will be giving these ones away for the tweet of the night. So our first ever winner for this big sticker is Sharon Carver. That's right. Tweet of the night. She is at PEI Car. That's right. And here it is. She submitted this she put it up for at Islanders Hockey and at Hockey Hat Guy to see. Great conversation between these two legends during the game. And here is the pick that is the pick of the night that helped get Sharon the tweet of the night. That's right. This Ron McLean and yes, Forbes Kennedy. A great picture. It's one of those pictures where you could actually frame up, like it's that good. And it's really nice to see that, and it was it was a lot of fun seeing this picture. Thank you, Sharon, for submitting that. And direct message me if you're at the next hockey game, if you want to meet up somewhere, and I'll give you the sticker and stuff like that. And if I can get a picture with you or not, that's fine too. If you're camera shy, that's cool. No worries. And if you're not at the next game, then just let me know where I'll be able to drop this off or whatever the situation is. No problem either way. Okay, hockey hat pack peep of the game is, let's see here. Yes, there it is. You see it. It was the one kid in my row that was celebrating his birthday. There were actually a few kids celebrating their birthdays during the game, actually, but this is the one kid that gets it. I didn't get his picture. The game was crazy and insane, so unfortunately, I didn't get his picture. Made sure that he and his brother got stickers, though, for sure, because they definitely earned them. And it was funny because he would not get up. I pointed over to him, and he wouldn't get up and cheer and stuff, but halfway through the first period, every time that I got up, he got up and cheered and danced and had a great time. You can tell his parents were enjoying seeing him happy and everything. It was great. It was great fun, and that was really cool. So the hockey hat is off to you, birthday kid, and I hope you had a happy birthday. You sure looked like you were having one. So big ups to you. Hopefully another hockey hat pack peep in the making. If not, maybe actually one right now. All right, let's get to the shout outs. All right, it is time. I got 2 tonight, and it is time to shout it out loud. Yes, to the man you saw before, not Forbes Kennedy, even though he deserves shout outs every time. Ron McLean, that's right. Yes, Mr. Ron McLean was at the game, and it was great because we got a picture taken with him, me and my wife, of course. It was really funny, actually, because when Ron McLean was, he turned around, was walking away. So I yelled out to him and said, "Hey, Ron." And he turned around and he looked at me and he's like, "What? Who's this guy?" Kind of thing. I said, "It's Hockey Hat Guy." And I turned around and I said, "See?" And I showed him the jersey. And he just started laughing. He thought it was the funniest thing in the world. He got a great laugh out of it. And he came over and was like, you could tell he was going to where he wanted to go. But then when he saw, me with the hat and the jersey and everything, it just, I think those are hockey fans that, Ron McLean maybe likes to see at games, or whatever. But, he got a good laugh out of it. And it was great, and we had a great picture, and he was a really nice guy about the whole thing. And so thanks to Ron McLean for that. That'll be that picture will be saved, and it will be a memory for sure. Okay, also I want to give a shout out. I didn't get your name, kid. I'm sorry. I talked to a lot of people during the game, but I will call him the Sprong Hat Kid. Yes, this was a kid that had a Daniel Sprong hat. He told me that he lived near or next door to Daniel Sprong, and it was really nice of him because I talked to his friends. I gave them stickers earlier in the night. It was first intermission, and at the end of the second intermission, I was going back to my seat, and those 3 kids were there, and they were just standing behind the bench, and I think they were just waiting for the play to stop so they could go back up to their seats. I didn't even realize they were sitting in section. It was 19, I think. Anyway, so we were talking hockey a little bit and stuff like that, and they were asking me my favorite player and stuff like that. So that was great. That was enjoyable. So anyway, at the end of the game, the Sprong Hat Kid came up to me, and he gave me this card. He said, "I already got this. This is a Julian Leduc card." He goes, "I already got this card. Do you want to have this card?" And of course, I mean, I just thought right there, it was just, like that was unbelievably sweet, you know. And those are the kids we want to see at the hockey games, the nice ones, the ones that are there to have a good time, the ones that are there that, this is the reason, this is the thing about coming down to watch the Charlottetown Islanders play, because it is fun family entertainment. And it was really nice, this kid. So if I see you at the next game, kid, I'll even tell you, hey, you're on my show. You got a shout out. You're really good. And your buddies, I mean, they were nice too, but you were willing, you stepped up and you said, hey, maybe Hockey Hat Guy doesn't have this card. I already got this one. I'm not going to do anything with it. He gave me a sticker. Hey, I'll pay it back to him with a Julian Leduc card. So thank you very much, kid. And I will not forget that. That is up there with meeting Ron McLean, because kindness should never be forgotten. Okay, before we go, and you probably noticed that at the last game, and I did a little bit the game before, but definitely this one, is that I was giving away some more stickers that were given to me from one of our fine Charlottetown Islanders owners. If you can't see it, of course, it's the logo, but smaller than the big one. And all you have to do, hey, give me a fist bump at the game. I'm not going to give them to adults. I'm going to give them to kids. But especially, or if I see you, if I'm walking through, I'm usually walking around first, second intermission. And if I see you and you guys look like you're having fun, and stuff like that, I'll come right up to you and I'll say, hey, you want a sticker? Give me a fist bump. Boom. You get a sticker, so only one per kid, of course. And I'm telling you, it was great, because you could tell that the kids that got these stickers were the ones that really wanted. I even asked one girl that was kind of hesitant, and I said, are you going to put that somewhere, so everybody could see that you're a Charlottetown Islanders fan? And she kind of laughed and she went, yeah, I will. So it was great. It was great to see that the fans, again, having a good time, banding together. That's what it's all about. That's the great thing about hockey at the CHL level, is that you're going there to have a great time, but it's not as big as, say, an NHL team where you could get lost in the crowd. You can actually feel like you're part of the experience more so. It's a little more intimate in an arena that's smaller and less people than, say, like you're going from 2,500 to 3,000 or a little more than that to 20,000 people in one building. That's the experience I like about going to CHL games, specifically, of course, Charlottetown Islanders games. Also, there's another couple things I want to mention before we take off today, and that is that there will be some changes to the scheduling for different things. I will mention right now that the road games will not be. I will not be doing a video review of the road games. It just doesn't seem to translate as well. Plus, I don't have the time to do it. But the home games will all be video related, or video. They will be video shows for sure. And I will put up a written review of the road games, and probably a little bit more longer than the ones that you have seen, actually. So there will be some detail to them, but they're not translating as well, and I don't have the time to do both the road and the home games. The home game experience needs to have that video, that visual right there, and then video, of course, is the only way to go when it comes to the home games. So hopefully you still stick around for that as well. And the other thing is that the Islanders Hockey News Desk, the full show of it, will be going on a little bit of a hiatus until the new year. But don't worry, you'll no doubt will be seeing another News Desk breaking news segment before the Christmas holidays and that. So don't worry about it. There will be, if the news desk doesn't come back exactly the way, there will be something that will be there set, something funny, something enjoyable for you to watch. Don't worry about it. There will be some kind of incarnation that if it's not the news desk, it'll be something very similar to the Islanders Hockey News Desk. All right, so I think that's about it, people. I think we have done all that we can do today. That's right. Sorry again for getting this one out late. Don't worry, I will be getting right back on a decent schedule here. And it is time to say goodbye. That's right. So until next time we meet, remember, keep your stick on the ice and don't get stuck. Boom. Ha ha.